Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Lifestyle with Dr. Moby, and today we are honored with great guest all the way from UK. Let's welcome our Insta queen, Estelle Keeber, right? Is that the
Thank
correct?
you. Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Okay, great. And she has done amazing work, and I would like people to know and see that. And I would like to actually share that screen in a second. She has done a lot of Insta as well as a lot of marketing. As you can see, she is a founder, creator of Immortal Monkey, keynote speaker, seen in Forbes #1 Amazon author. Wow, what a journey, huh?
It has been a pretty crazy roller coaster of, the past 5 years have really, been a blessing. Totally.
Okay, great. Very nice, very nice. And so tell me, how did it all start? How did it all start?
It started, I think, when I became a business owner for the first time. So I had become a single parent to my two boys after being in a really long time relationship. And
Mhm,
I realized that I needed to find a job that was going to be flexible and allow me to not only, provide for us financially, but for me to be here with them as well. And the only skills that I really felt that I had at the time were in photography. I'd done a night course. And so I decided to become a wedding photographer, which was absolutely amazing. It allowed me to follow my passion. I'm very creative. But what I didn't really grasp was the business aspect of, any sort of business. I think a lot of people go into business with a passion, but
mhm,
don't really have a lot of, business knowledge to back it up. And I found there were a lot of other people who felt like this, a lot of other mums. So I went on to create the world's fastest growing network for women in the world, which brought women together from all over the world to share their own struggles and to share what life was really like for them going through business. And with all the sort of experience that that brought along with it, the sort of speaking in public and being able to help people become authors, it really made me realize that the skills that I had and that I was sharing were not necessarily just for women, that there were men out there as well that would understand the struggles of running a business, being at home, being a startup. And so that is where Immortal Monkey came from. And so now I support business owners all around the world
mhm.
in sharing my story and business tips to help them grow their business.
Very nice, very nice. So, is it for all kind of businesses, or is it a specific sector are you targeting?
No, we are open to all sorts of businesses. So we have a Facebook community called Immortal Monkey, and that is open to anyone who even, maybe just has an idea for business that's just starting out. You can come over, become a part of our community, and we're there to support you. That we have lots of resources, trainings that are relevant to any business or niche.
Mhm. Wow, wow, nice, very nice. And so tell me, with COVID around, I know it's probably worse in UK, and I mean, I shouldn't say that because in US also it's worse. Is so how things have changed?
It's incredibly difficult at the moment. Our children are now off school and having to be homeschooled and remote learning, which has been really difficult. Again, it's a change for them, not being around their peers, being in a classroom with their teachers. It's very difficult for parents trying to homeschool their children. It's very difficult for business owners who are having to close down their businesses and really, think of new innovative ideas as to how they can continue with the sort of lockdown restrictions that we have here in the UK.
Mhm. Mm. Yeah, and so those business closings are kind of there, and so that cuts down some of the marketing and so forth, which we are also facing here, even for our channel. So some of the sponsors, they say, oh, we are having difficulty, running our business, so we can't put money into marketing yet. So, but I tell them,
So many people.
Yeah, so maybe, and I tell them, there's another way of looking things. Maybe this is a more digital age, because if you are out there on more doing more digital marketing, actually people are watching now more than ever. So,
Social media is free. This is one of the things that I talk about a lot in my presentations and keynotes. For anybody out there that is really struggling, with having a budget for marketing and those sort of things, social media is free. You can go and set up a Twitter account, you can go and open a Facebook account or an Instagram account, and you can start to build your business there. These are free platforms. So even if you're not in a position, to be spending money on marketing, there's definitely things that you can be doing within your business to raise your visibility.
hmm, hmm. So that is, that is always kind of tricky for businesses to, feel comfortable, because they said there's less income coming. But I think the marketing is their number one survival mode, because if they don't put money in it, then they can really go, like, stall down and down. So that's about it. So, and we are, so how is it affecting your business, COVID?
We have seen that more and more people are wanting to learn online. So we have a membership site which has lots of trainings in to help you grow your business. And this covers things right the way through from sort of website design to how to create a podcast to how to have a healthy mindset and how to eat well when you are a person that works from home. So the fact that people are now stuck at home and have access to, the internet and all these different resources, you can Google anything, you can find things on YouTube. So right now, I think a lot of people are using that time to invest in themselves and to learn new skills and to look at how they can change their business to keep it going.
And that is true. We are always learning. If you learn new techniques and new avenues and new things, I'm sure you find a way to kind of get a better look at your current strategy, and then kind of move forward to maybe better and better strategy, right? There's always a learning.
Always, I'm forever learning.
I know, I'm still learning. So, tell me, how's it, how do you keep yourself motivated?
Okay, so that's quite difficult at the moment with us not really being able to go out and do anything.
Yeah.
But I have really lately started taking more time out for myself. I'm a bit of a workaholic. I've suffered with burnout twice in the past 3 years. And so now I do try and make time for myself. I used to really get annoyed with myself for, watching Netflix or, but I've realized now that those sort of things are really important. My brain is very active. In fact, it's probably overactive, that more so than the average person. So, taking time out to watch Netflix or, meditate or, do a bit of yoga really does have a massive impact on, me staying motivated to want to work.
Hmm. So you keep yourself a regular routine, or things you keep doing to have some kind of rhythm to it, and that helps you.
It does. And I think that's been one of the really difficult things with the lockdown situation because a lot of people going to the gym, they would be going out. Now they can't do that. They have their children at home, they don't have access to the gym. Their routines have totally changed. My children would be at school from 9 till 3, which would give me the time, if I wanted to exercise. Whereas now they're here with me all the time. I don't have the opportunity to do these things as easily as I would have done before.
Okay, yeah. So definitely, those are difficult times right now because of COVID. And other thing I find is very interesting that, at least same for me, I used to think that, with me working from home might be easier, but actually it's very difficult. Because yes, you are at home, but problem is you're sitting for many hours, and can you take a break? It's like we kind of blur those lines. Before that, if you're in office, you're kind of walking, going, taking lunch break or some kind of thing, walking a little bit. But now you're sitting at home and for hours, and by the time you look at it, it's already sunset. So that's like tough, really tough, I find
It
it.
is really hard, and I think as well, especially small business owners, they kind of suffer with this a lot. I think a lot more people are realizing how tough it is to run a business by yourself because you don't have that support of, your team or your office. You are literally, there by yourself the majority of the time. So I think that now people will definitely not take for granted the people that they have around them so much.
Yeah, yeah. And then it's fascinating, that before that, kids used to love phones and be on the computer, and now if you tell them to do that, they hate it. I know, because there's like they're forced to do computers and say, because there's nothing outside. Before that we used to say to kids, okay, go out and play and do things, and there's no, no, no. I'd rather be on playing indoors. Now we are indoors only, so now they hate that.
It's very hard. I have two boys and they're very different. One is quite happy to stay indoors. The other one is very much free spirited and likes to be outside. So it's really difficult, but trying to get either of them to do some homeschooling on the computer, they definitely prefer their games.
Oh, I know. So how is it? You said for one is okay. He's okay with staying indoors, but the other one finding it very difficult. So how is he coping with that? Because that's another important thing is we are seeing is kids. They have a lot of stress going around.
Yeah, definitely. I think they're both managing it in different ways. My youngest one, who likes to be outdoors a lot, he's very much a people person. So the fact that he is at home and not around his peers, he is finding extremely difficult. And he prefers to be outside, which is obviously very limited now. But I think it's working and finding a compromise. I've been speaking and communicating a lot with his school and his head teacher, and we're going to try and find a middle ground that is going to work for him to be educated, but so that his mental health isn't suffering because at the moment he's extremely upset and he's not settling into the homeschooling as well as his older brother is. And I think that's the thing that we need to recognize, the fact that everybody's different. Everybody is going to react differently. Everybody is allowed to feel differently to the situation we're in. So I think it's about, being kind and trying to be considerate of, maybe a little bit more flexible with how we would usually be.
Mhm. Okay, very nice, very nice. So also tell me about some of your speaking. You said you do a lot of motivational speaking. So tell me which are your favorite topics.
I think one of my favorite speaking gigs would have been the Women in Biz Expo. So that was where there were many other incredible speakers, such as Michelle Moan and Karen Brady, Ruby Wax. And we all come together to share our experiences and our knowledge. And my journey hasn't been easy going, through relationship breakdowns, mental health issues, but the fact that I get to stand on a stage in front of thousands of people and, for them to be able to take inspiration from what I'm going through or what I've been through is really, really special to me. I feel that I'm really blessed to be able to share that and inspire so many people, especially at the moment when, people are all really seeing the negative side of things. And I think it's really important that people see business owners like myself and see that we're all struggling together. It doesn't matter whether you're working in a restaurant or whether you have a business that's turning over multiple millions. We all are going through a really, really stressful, strange time at the moment, and we're in this together.
Yeah, no, that must be a wonderful experience or stage to share with so many successful people, as you mentioned. So tell me, other thing is, my wife also works, and I always find it fascinating that worldview is totally different, how it rewards as well as acknowledges women business, uh, and why it is still so different in this age.
Sorry, say that again.
I say why for females or other sex is different in terms of business, whether they are acknowledged, paid, or whether they are, um, have to do the business. They find kind of a lot of different, um, things to accomplish to reach the same level. So the difficulty I find is puzzling. Although they deliver much better work.
Okay, so this is why I think we've seen, especially here in the UK in the last few years, a huge rise in women becoming self employed and starting their own businesses because they know then that their growth is only dependent upon them. There are so many instances still right now, where women are not being given the opportunities that men are, hence why there are, so many more businesses owned by men and men in senior positions. But I think we're moving forward rapidly, and I think COVID has really made people realize that you can work from home. It's extremely difficult when you are in the role of a caregiver to have a full-time job at the same time as giving full-time care. So I think the fact that lockdown has forced women to realize that they can be at home and to think more creatively about what they want from their careers has hopefully given them a little bit of food for thought in the fact that, maybe they don't have to go back to the workplace.
Hmm. Also, that brings the important question. I'm sure you have seen that a lot of employers are actually, if you work from home, they're paying less. For although the work is hasn't changed, so they're paying less for the benefits. I saw in Facebook also, and then that Facebook was, I don't know it's true or not, but Facebook was paying their employees less money if they're working from home.
Yeah, that's not good. That's the first time that I've heard that. But, there's no difference between what you're doing as long as you are providing the service to that employer or that contractor that you would normally, then to me, I don't see what the difference should be whether you're working from home or whether you're working from an office.
Yeah, well, they said that because they have to pay the rent of the office and all that, they would just take out on the employees. So hourly rate, I mean, we have seen here a lot in US. The businesses, they would place you, okay, say, don't come to office, that's fine, but we have to still pay for our, monthly payments. And so office is of no use. So that's what they are saying. I don't know if it's true or not in UK.
Yeah, that doesn't sound very fair. And I hope that it's not happening here in the UK.
Yeah, I know. But I heard Facebook was doing, I heard, but I don't know, it's rumor or truth. So Facebook was saying, doing that, then a lot of employees, and I mean, I have also business. We have not cut down anybody. I mean, we are going less than normal, but that's our normal, off season tend to be like this before even last year. So it's not a big difference. uh, but I've seen that other employees. But the other thing is, what do you think, what we have learned from COVID? Anything good came out of?
I think we have learned that we need to appreciate each other more. I think we have learned that, especially here in the UK, our NHS is absolutely incredible. Um, the fact that we have all pulled together, it's been amazing for me as a business owner that, has a platform with, hundreds of other business owners. I have seen personally, people pulling together, people wanting to help people through this situation. And I hope that that continues after COVID, if nothing else.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, that is so true. We have appreciated now life and loved ones more for sure. Because I don't know if you recognize, but a lot of people who got COVID, they're isolated in the wards and they have nobody around them. So this is very sad. Okay, so that's actually worse than the disease itself. So I think because you can't meet anyone. So that's I think the other thing is we have seen less pollution outside. You know, less cars. For me, less driving. I used to drive about 300 miles a week, and I'm not doing anymore. So that's true. Those are good things happening. And I think for future, it's going to change how we do business. A lot of home businesses will be, so you can be working from home, and I think the business model is going to change tremendously, even pandemic gone or stays, right?
Yeah, I think most definitely technology now has, been pushed to its limits. I think COVID has really made people within that niche, realize that there is so much more. Instagram are bringing out new features so that you can interact with people, and the way that we video call and have conferences. The only one thing is that I do hope that this doesn't stop people from interacting face to face, because we do have so many opportunities now to be able to connect without being face to face. I think that human connection is still really, really important.
Hmm. And like you said, like anything, it has positive and negative. Like look at this media. Because of this, we are doing this interview. I don't know if we didn't have COVID. You'd be very busy. We won't be as fortunate to see Insta Queen here on our show. So how has been this journey so far for you in with all the social media?
It's been crazy. There's ups and there's downs, and that's why I like to share my stories. So I'm very open and relatable. So what you see is what you get with me, and some people like that, some people don't like that. But it's it's very much me, and the fact that I get to share what I do every day and support and help other business owners is absolutely amazing. And I couldn't wish to be doing anything else. I absolutely love my job. I love the people I work with. I love, seeing the recognition and the acknowledgement from people that they're able to grow their businesses because of something that I've been able to help them to do. So it's very rewarding as well.
Okay, and also I would like to, ask you. I mean, just a stupid question, but for Insta Queen, did you get your?
My crown, my Insta Queen crown, was given to me over 3 years. So I had been sharing my Instagram tips and tricks for a really long time, and one day somebody said, "You're like the Insta Queen," and that stuck. And so now I'm Estelle Keeber, Insta Queen and Immortal Monkey founder. So I'm quite happy to wear the crown.
Okay, okay, and the other thing I want to ask you: why did you pick Immortal Monkey?
Okay, so there is something called Infinity Monkey, where the theory is if you put a chimpanzee in front of a typewriter, there is the possibility that they may type Macbeth. It's not a zero possibility. And so the idea that you would just keep going and keep going until you got to the end really resonated with me. And the fact that, you keep going in business and you don't give up until you get where you want to be. And my friend had a charity called Infinity Charity. So I couldn't use the word infinity monkey. And so I thought, something that's going to last forever. And so we came up with Immortal Monkey instead.
Oh, that's very creative. Very creative. I didn't know
And I'm a bit of a cheeky monkey too.
that. so, so that is very nice. Okay, so and what are the things? Last question I'll ask, and then we'll say go. So, what are the things that keep you relaxed or keep you happy with your whatever you're doing?
Trying to manage my time, so making sure that I spend some time relaxing and doing stuff by myself, whether that's meditation or reading a book. Spending time with my kids, because as much as they drive me mad, they do bring me lots and lots of joy. Spending quality time with my fiance. He is my rock, and he sees me, behind the scenes all the things that other people don't see. And, you know, he's there for me all the time. So spending time with him really means a lot as well. So those are probably the most important things: myself, taking care of the boys, and spending time with Chris.
Okay, well, that is really a great deal of learning, and thank you for coming to our show and giving great tips. So, ladies and gentlemen, please check out her, website, and she's excellent resource uh, for your business, as well as you can see, she does. Are you still doing photography or?
I do, yes. I don't do as much as I used to, but yes, I have a couple of weddings booked. I still like to keep the camera in my hands a little bit, but not as many as I would have been doing usually.
Like you can check all her accomplishments and things on her website and Facebook, Insta, and then a lot of success coming. And we wish you the best. And thank you for once again for coming to our show.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been great.
Thank you. Take care.